Hello, hello, hello. Hi, loves. Welcome back to the DeAnda Factor. It is day 9 of Vlogmas. Today is one of my favorite episodes because we are talking about books. You know how I love my books. I'm sharing my top 6 reads of 2025. The lessons I learned and the wisdom I've taken from them, that what I'll be taking into 2026. So grab your drink, settle in, and let's dive into some literary gold. Hey loves. Okay, let's get into it. I can't believe we're in day 9. We're already close to the end of this year. Can you believe that? I mean, it's wow how time just flies. At any rate, we're in Vlogmas day number 9, and today is, as I said before, one of my favorites. We're talking books. I'm sharing my top 6 reads of 2025. And we're going to really get into the mix of what I've read over this year. I will preface this by saying that I read quite a bit, just because, one, I'm in a book club. So for at least 11 months out of the year, my book club is reading a book. So a few of the books that's on my list of top 6 include at least 1 or 2 from the book club. So there's that. I'll go ahead and just give you the facts. I mostly listen to the books via audio, because I work from home and I'm not commuting. So it's easier for me to, as I'm going about my day, either working or when I go on my walks, or when I'm cooking, just to, listen to the book. It's easier to do that. Some people say they can't do that. They get distracted. Not me. I love it. And another thing for me in terms of reading, my favorite genre is mystery thriller. I love a good mystery. I love a good thriller. I like detective novels. So at least 1 or 2 of those are in the mix. And I love learning. I love history, so you may find some of those. I don't think that that's in my top 6, but we'll see. At any rate, throughout the year, I'm reading something within those genres that I just mentioned, and that includes, my mystery thrillers and learning, be it what I want to say. Like, getting to the next level, branding, always wanting to hone in my skills on marketing and branding. So I may pick up a book that has something to do with that. I love a really good spiritual book. Some of the books that I've mentioned, that I'll be mentioning, I've talked about on my channel before. I love a good, how to manifest and manifesting and abundance, things of that nature. I love that kind of stuff. Meditation. You may find some of those books on my bookshelf. I'm not sure if I've made any of those in my top 6, but we'll find out. So let's get into it. Let's get into my top 6. So let's see what we're going to start. And these are in no particular order. So the first book I want to mention, and I have talked about this book on my channel before, and that is We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. This book was so impactful which is why it made it to my top 6 of 2025. This book is by Rachel Rodgers, as I said before, and I read it right after her talk with Exodus Summit. She was the keynote for Exodus Summit this year. And I jumped right in head first. Like, she finished her talk and I went immediately to Libby and found the book and started listening to it right away. And I basically finished listening to it before the end of the summit, which was a 3-day summit. So I was listening to it between the time of being in the summit, right? So anyway, this book focuses on why, freedom, agency, all of those things, just how you need those things, getting in community, and how building wealth for women, Black women in particular, is the thing. And I fell in love with the way she told the story, the way she invited you in, the way she made you feel like you were on this journey, and that anybody could do this, that I could do this, DeAnda could do this. And it gave me so many tools, so many strategies that I have already started implementing, like from day one, right? My book, I don't have it with me right now, but if I was holding it up, you would see that it's already, I got the highlights in it, I've got the stickers on it, all the things. I really, really love this book. It's like a workbook. You've heard me talk about this before. The mindset shift is a key component of this book. The concept of having a millionaire mentor is how I have kind of coined or put Rachel Rodgers in my community, if you will. Because with this book, her YouTube channel, her podcast, all of these things have been added to my toolbox. And the agency and permission that it gives women is, I don't know, it's like liquid gold. It's, when you think about the financial goals and the challenges and practices that she outlines in this book, it's just, yeah. Please, if you haven't read it, please add it to your list. I've had all of my accountability partners, I've pitched it and encouraged and all the things. I've talked to my sister about it, my mom about it, everything. So everybody I know, if you haven't read it, I am recommending this book. This is one of my top 6 for the year. And going into 2026, the lessons will be, continuing to build community, knowing that I don't have to do it all alone, and finding my number. Once I found my number, once I realized what my number was, that it was a game changer. Has been a game changer, will be a game changer. So 2026 is going to just be awesome because of this book. All right, y'all. We're already starting off with excitement. Okay. So the next book is, the title is That's How They Get You by Damon. And this book was actually one of the reads for my book club. My book club is Booktini, and I'm in the Brooklyn chapter. And this book is a collection of insightful, witty, very hilarious essays on race, pop culture, and just daily life. And at first I was thinking, I'm not going to like this. I'm not going to get into this. It's a little too heavy. We're supposed, because this is in our, we have different genres for each month. And this month, the month that we read this book was humor. So I'm like, I'm not going to laugh, and I will say like I want to say maybe like the first story, I was like, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. But I believe I was discussion leader for this book, so I had to read it. I had to complete the read so I could discuss it, right. So I kept reading, I kept listening, and like I said, it's short stories, short essays, if it's a better way to describe it. It was really good. It was really good. There were some that were not as funny as others, but they all had a humorous, kind of base to it. All of them were not at laugh out loud, but there were some that were completely laugh out loud. Some familiar writers and authors in of some of the essays, which I enjoyed because they were familiar. I was familiar with them, comedians and that kind of thing. So it was really good. It was a really good, highly recommended. The biggest takeaway, I will say that some of the takeaways for me was the ability that, the essays were funny while being, profound. He discussed, and some of the essays discuss how we tackle complex topics like microaggression and code switching in a way that's accessible, relatable, and humorous. You can laugh out loud to it. And I would say the lesson that I would take into 2026 from this book is the power of finding humor and authenticity in navigating complex societal expectations. And one of the things that, African Americans can always do is find the funny. And you can find that in even the toughest of times, and this book allowed you to do that, allowed you to kind of laugh at yourself, laugh out loud at, just some of the situations that we're in that are out of our control, yet we gotta live in it. Adulting doesn't stop just because, of who's in the White House, right? So you have to find the funny where you can and find the relatability where you can and laugh at it, laugh out loud, because it's the medicine. All right, let's move on. And again, these are in no particular order. I will say that I read that book in July. That was the July read for the book club. So there you have that. The next book is The Silent Patient by Alex Michael. I think I'm going to butcher this name. The last name is Michelle. I can't pronounce it. I'll put it in the description so you'll be able to see it and I won't butcher it. Anyway, this is a psychological thriller known for its massive plot twist. And it was like to the end, I had no idea. And I literally was listening to this book, got to the end, and I said, oh my God. I literally said that. It's like, I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. And I am not gonna give any spoilers or anything away because I recommend you read it. It is one of those type of books. And I love that type of book where you don't know until the end who did it or what the problem is or whatever. It was really brilliantly written. And the characters were, really relatable, yet, just they pulled you in. The writing is excellent. The structure of it, just the flow of it, I just, every part of it, it wasn't any part about this book that I was like, okay, let's get on with it already. Because that's the other thing about a thriller, particularly a psychological thriller, is that it can drag, it can be really slow, the pace could be really, this one, it flowed right the way it needed to, it got you, it's like climbing that, when you're on a roller coaster, it's climbing the hill or whatever, and then it drops you. Yes. It's the suspense with a therapist-patient relationship. Again, that's all I'm going to give you. That was relatable. One, in therapy, know that life, know that, exercise that muscle on, at least a monthly basis. So I know that. So that was a way of drawing me in, and a reason why I picked it up and was like, okay, yes, I want to read this. So one of the things or lessons that I will take into 2026, because based on this book, is sometimes the truth is hidden in silence. A good metaphor for paying attention to what's unsaid. Again, that's all I'm gonna say. There's a twist to it. Again, I'm not gonna, give anything away. No spoilers here. I'm just gonna say, go get the book. I will list all of these in the description so that you can also go and get it. I'm telling you, this is a good read. Okay, let's move on. The next book, and let's see, the next one I want to mention is this book. I'm really excited about this. This is one of my favorite kind of detective novel writers, Lawrence Sanders. This was The 10th Commandment by Lawrence Sanders. And it's a classic 1980s detective novel with a focus on greed and consumerism. So I took this book with me when I was traveling. When I traveled to Kenya, Rwanda, Bangkok, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia. So I took this book. I, only carried one book. The other books that I read during that time I listened to them. But I physically had this book, and you can hardly see it here, but I'll put a picture so you can actually see. It's like, coming apart. It's really old. It was on my bookshelf, and I wanted to have a tangible book. So when I was in the airport, instead of having something in my ear, open a book, which I don't do very often. I told you why, just don't have the time. But I was like, I'm traveling. I want to, kind of fit differently. And so I took this book with me, and it was a good book to take. Like I said, it's a detective novel, kind of thriller, whodunit. You don't know to the end, which, again, I'm familiar with Lawrence Sanders. If you are, loving this genre, start reading his stuff. There are tons of books out there. He has a lot in his series in terms of the detectives that he has in his books. This particular one, and I'm just going to read just a short snippet of what this particular, the 10th Commandment, is about. Joshua Biggs, a small but New York's most impact at 5'3" investigator, is a giant among midgets. Again, a word that they used at the time. When it comes to tracking lost clients through a maze of murder and mayhem to the inner depths of bizarre religious racket, this newest blockbuster from today's superstar storyteller introduces his most compelling hero yet. And I do feel like Joshua was a bit of a hero. I love Lawrence Sanders' writing. His character build-ups are just, oh my God, they're just amazing. And I love how he builds out his characters in a way that you really get to know them. Like, you really know who they are, down to the sandwich they eat, the lunch they eat. And it's based in New York. At least this character is. This story takes place in New York. around the Gramercy Park area. And it's, he works in a law firm. So, I mean, it's all the things that I just jumped in, fell in love with it. So I recommend this book. Please get it if you can. I will say the lesson that I will take into 2026 based on this book is be intentional about what you let into your mental space. Don't compare your journey to others. And I'm going to say that again. Be intentional about what you let into your mental space. That is so easier said than done. You know what I'm saying is true. And stop comparing yourself to others, what you see on social media. I mean, this took place in the 80s when, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no, Facebook. None of this stuff was up to do the comparison, but we're always doing that. It's a fact of life. And so if you can remove that from it and just be you and just step into the space of, hey, this is my journey. And no matter what my neighbor's doing, no matter what, this person is doing, what I see them doing, it's about what I need to do for me. And it's about my journey, period. All right. So what is the next one? The next book is The Zen Monkey and the Lotus Flower by Daniel De Apollo. Or maybe that's Daniel D. Apollo. But I'll put it in there so you can see how you would pronounce that. At any rate, this is a modern allegory that explores the struggles of the mind, the monkey, seeking peace, the lotus. Really enjoyed this book. It was a beautiful way to frame inner conflict. The simplicity of the narrative makes for a profound lesson in mindfulness and meditation, and making that stick. For me, mindfulness is a big part of who I am, and I try to practice that on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis, and finding time for meditation and finding, keeping that in my toolbox of helping with my mental health and keeping that healthy is one of the tools that I use. So a book like this was, I don't know, it was like it found me. I'm a Buddhist as well. So again, it spoke to me just in the title. Often, the lotus flower is a symbol of Buddhism. So, or at least for me. So again, that was an attractor. For me, the lesson for 2026 in this book was our minds are busy. This is especially mine, the Virgo girl. Yes, very, very busy. But peace is always an option. And it's an option that I have to be very direct about choosing for myself. So, the lesson will be to choosing peace over that busyness and that chatter, to, kind of shut it down and step into mindfulness, focusing on being in the present and not looking down, down there, future. I'm always thinking about, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen next month? What's going to, staying in now, staying in the right now, the here and now, and being really mindful and intentional about that. So that's my takeaway on that. And the last one is, the title of the book is It's About Damn Time by Arlan Hamilton. I think I am going to do a longer video on and really dissect this book. This book was really impactful. It's basically, in my opinion, a memoir detailing Arlan's journey from homelessness to launching her venture capital fund. And I don't know. I mean, it was so relatable. Again, Arlan was one of the presenters for Exodus Summit 2025, which is how I was introduced to her. So I immediately added her book to my list, to my read list after her talk at Exodus Summit. And I read her book directly following Rachel Rodgers' book. I almost recommend doing it that way just because they fit together. They fit together. This book, It's About Damn Time, pure grit and determination. I mean, this woman was homeless, right? And now she's a millionaire. It focuses on the make your own table and invest in the overlooked philosophy, if you will, and the practicality of starting before you're ready, really getting in on your why, really examining your why, really examining, because she had in there like questions like, if I don't do this, can I move forward? Can I live with myself? If I don't do this thing, if I don't, start this thing, even though I'm homeless, even though I don't know where I'm going to lay my head, but if I don't stay on this track of doing this thing, this goal, accomplishing this goal, will I be able to live with myself? And it's that kind of practicality that, I don't know, I needed to hear it. It wasn't something that I didn't already know. Which I will say, all of these books, there's, it's not much at this age that you don't already know, but you need the reinforcement of it. You need the added tools that bring you to realizing or getting closer to your goals and how to do that. And hearing her story, getting some of the practices that she uses to this day. One being, and this is a very important one, and I've spoke about this after the summit, and I'll link that video too here too, is how you, in your day-to-day, you do your learning and then you do your execution. It's learning and execution. You can do it at the top of the day that you're learning or at the bottom of the day that you're learning, but you need to do both. You need to incorporate, at least for me, and it works for me. That formula works for me because I am all about, I don't know everything, and I need that kind of learn it, section. The other thing, and Rachel talks about this too, is you got to get in community. You can't do it alone, and you shouldn't do it alone. We don't have to. We're humans. Most of us, we can't. We really just can't, right? And so once you get in community, once you get into, get your tribe, whatever you want to call it, your tribe, your community, your accountability partner, all of those things. Once you find them and you set up the systems and processes of doing that, there's no stopping you. There's no stopping you. So the lessons that I'm taking into 2026 based on this book is resourcefulness over resources. Never let the no's stop my vision. And so I would say that to you. And again, getting in community, not doing it alone. So those are my six books. I'm just gonna, do a recap and just name books. We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. Um, the That's How They Get You by Damon Young. The Silent Patient by Alex. And again, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so I will link that here. Actually, I'll put the name right there so you can see that. It's About Damn Time by Arlan Hamilton. And let's see, what's the other one? I had to write them down because I knew I would forget. The 10th Commandment by Lawrence Sanders. And I encourage you to just read all of his books. And the last one is The Zen Monkey and the Lotus Flower by Daniel De Apollo. Good. I will also leave you with, in terms of reads, the books that I am currently reading. So I am currently reading The First Million by Arlan Hamilton. I loved It's About Damn Time. So, obviously you had to know that, the next book that I was going to jump on was her next book. I immediately grabbed that up. I'm listening to that one. This is her follow-up. And this one is less memoir, more practical guide. And I'm taking notes, y'all. So I may decide to expound a bit more on this particular book versus It's About Damn Time. Maybe I'll do both in that talk. But yeah, I'm loving it already. I love the way she writes and just kind of gets right into it and give you kind of practical, let's do this type of attitude. The kind of, I would say easy, casual, it's the holidays read is, and you saw me with this book. I have this one. You saw me with this book on Saturday, I think, in my vlog on Saturday. At any rate, it is Sister Stardust by Jane Green. I'm a really big fan of Jane Green books. So really, good stories, fun, fictional escape type of thing. This dives into the 1960s Morocco. A great way to unwind and just, kind of chill out. It's not heavy. It's not about business. It's not about, anything. It's just frivolous. It's just a fun read or whatever. And it's, my current read. I actually am reading the hardcover. So I'm not listening to it. I'm actually, turning the pages, which is kind of relaxing, particularly this time of year, finding something that is easy and, that kind of thing. Okay, so now let's dive into the SweetSpot Sparkle. So today is a small joy, and I will say my sparkle for today is find one small thing you can give away today. Whether it's a book, which in my case, it will be a book, a coat, or just a genuine compliment to a stranger. And that's always easy to do. Especially if you in New York and you get on the subway, hey, I like that coat, like those shoes, like that bag, share that little sparkle of generosity with the world and drop in the comments what your sparkle is today. But yeah, that's the one that I am sharing. I am going to give away a book. I have tons and I need to unload. As I told you guys, I am moving this month, so I'm packing up, and obviously I'm giving away a lot more than just a book, but that is the thing that I am doing today. And I hope you will join me in doing that. So there you go with that. Okay, wow. What a journey. I truly believe these 6 books hold so much power for anyone looking to build their financial freedom, their mindfulness practice, or if you are a psychological thriller, crime, detective novel, consumer, this list is for you. You'll love it. So I hope that some of the reads that I've mentioned here you will grab and read for yourself. Speaking of 2026, you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode. Day 10 is all about getting ready with intention and manifestation. We're writing down 10 things to set us up for an amazing year. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. All right. Now we've talked about the SweetSpot Sparkle. And I want to remind you to share yours in the comment section. I also want to remind you that I have linked the holiday playlist so you can keep the holiday grooves going. And again, just thanks so much for joining me. And I am enjoying Vlogmas. This is day 9. Again, I'm flabbergasted that we are on the 9th day of December already. I love you so much. I appreciate you all being here, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Stay grateful, stay grounded, and stay in your sweet spot. Love y'all.